What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Professor Pippin back in this bitch on I Trade the Agent, trying to get active, trying to get live. We back at it again. Coming to you with the weekend analysis. Penny and Cap. Penny, I gotta put it first and foremost. Just got some things going on in my personal life. Kind of make it a little bit difficult to come and make this video this weekend. But either way, I'm in here. I'm gonna try to get this one done, and I also want to do another back test video, just because I got some more notes from where I was watching myself. Took down notes on myself and things that I could probably point out and identify better. One of the things when watching my videos, sometimes I get in here and get to talking too fast, and I call resistances support and supports resistances, or if I'm pointing at the top of the chart, then obviously supply slash resistance, on the bottom of the chart, demand slash support. But people who ain't been in the market that long probably wouldn't know that. So definitely always go back and verify based off of your charts. Look at key areas that I point out, but sometimes I do be flip-flopping the names of what things should be called, just because get to talking real fast. I noticed on the last, I think it was a weekend analysis, I called GJGU like 1,200 times. Some of the times when I was pointing out resistances, I kept calling them supports. So don't get jammed up by the names that I'm calling these levels. If you can, read the labels that we got on the charts already. That's why I like to go and pre-identify my charts, because I know once I get on here, sometimes there are things that I overlook or things that I misspeak. But I feel like if it's already written down and y'all can see it and y'all can read it from right there, then I guess you'd be good to go. I don't know, man. If you got questions, hit them comments. That's what I feel like them comments is for. But weekend analysis, starting off with AU. We was a little bit slightly above break even last week. Finally stopped getting cooked in the market. All of January, I was getting cooked. Well, like I said, there was trades there I didn't take, but the ones I did take ended up losing. The ones that I wanted to take but didn't take ended up winning. That's how it should be. If your psychology ain't right, if your life structure ain't right, if your anything ain't right, and you try to hop in these markets and start second guessing yourself, you're gonna get your ass cooked. So psychology is a big deal when it comes to trading forex. And the slightest little thing, you can be on a hot win streak and get to arguing with your Pedro in the back, your dog, and yeah, you probably gonna fucking lose. It's not that hard to lose in forex. Yeah, the wrong lot size, the wrong direction, the wrong timing, the wrong time of day, the wrong session you getting in, is any little one thing be off and could cause you to lose really easily. So lining this up, let's see what we got. Go back to the weekend. Well, looking at AU, go ahead and blank everything. Based off of the weekly, let's see. This looks really bearish to me. Like price action is, scooting to the downside. For the most part, just swing levels. Everything is pointing in a bearish manner, bearish direction. Only thing that kind of really stands out from the weekly time frame, especially this kind of only really impacts like swing traders. They won't let me draw it without bringing my analysis back. But the only thing that really stands out for me on the weekly time frame is, we're making this bearish trend right here, and this pull down did not break structure looking left. So it's the only thing that keeps me. I mean, I do think this is a bearish activity, but that's the only thing that stands out for the most part. That I would say, okay, well, that's the only thing that looks bullish to me. That this push here did not cause a break of the low, which kind of ultimately in the back of the mind says this area should become liquidity as price action returns. It goes back to the null side. But outside of that, everything else for me is looking bearish on the weekly. When you go into, let's zoom back in that thing. Reset. Yeah. Current structure, trend, price action, the daily first. We were looking at a bullish trend here, bullish structure here. We identified last time, breaking structure, bear structure here, bear trend here. And then we got into last week. Last week, definitely big bullish. And we definitely had the opportunity to capitalize on some of these buys. We suffered a critical fake out right over here, kind of jammed up our psychology. But for the most part, we was looking at it in the right manner. But like I said, on a different, we was looking at forex.com off the Sally, of course, closed below. And let me see if it looks that way on here. No, it does not. It looks like it closed right at the, yeah, on, so this is the way I had it identified. This level wasn't here yet, but we had this level. I think it was identified something like this. And I think that's why I saw the close below. Well, even still, it still didn't close below. But on my terminal where I trade from, I had a candle closing below this level, like this style. Let's fill that thing in. And go here and red and open. Yeah, so I had a candle close below with a wick, at the bottom. So I was like, okay, once we pull back, there's a wick here. I don't think it's gonna let me put it right in the middle, but either way, you know what I'm saying. Put that like red. We had a candle like this. Candle closed below right here. So it was bearish to me. Well, it should be gray, but everybody else in TV land probably got red and green candles. I got blue and gray. But it was a bearish close, So when I seen price action pull back, I was starting to kind of snipe from right up here. I cooked to the top side. But let me see, what was I going with that? Had I not, because like I said, I was already in buys from over here, and had I not, I think I even closed early because I didn't want stops to get smacked over there. And then I waited to see the close, and I was like, all right, close below, let's go short. Um, and yeah, but buys from over there potentially would have smacked up TPs. Um, Either way, price action was bullish, was able to capitalize on buys from over here. Could have had some of them over there, but it is what it is. Kind of boom right there, and then some more right here. And we talked about this on the comparing the trash video. My TP1 did get smashed. TP1 did get smashed. Unfortunately, on A's, I was not at the chart at the time TP1 got smashed, so I was not able to take any profits off. I did end up trailing stops. I know I showed that on the video. I did leave them trailing stops in there, and then I'm glad because we didn't do nothing after that. It just consolidated. We got the push. I was initial stops was under here somewhere. I think under this level. Then I trailed them here. Then I trailed them to break even. TP1 was there, and then the rest if you watch the video. But going into this week, we said the weekly was kind of looking a little bit bearish. The daily was definitely pushing bullish. 4-hour structure is still currently bullish. From the recent higher low to the high high. You got internal structure right here, just starting to look like consolidation. Not really want to break the high, not really want to break the low. So here recently, when I'm starting to see this type of price action, the first indication says wait for the manipulation. Why? Because generally price action needs something to give it that boost. If it ain't no news getting ready to pop off, then you're going to need some type of liquidity grab, some type of fake out to get you up out of that area that you in right now. And let's see, on AUD, we got real good orders. I don't know if I ever seen that. But Tuesday got some red for the news. CPI 730 on Tuesday. That's still a long time. You still got 2 days in between there. But CPI 730 on Tuesday. Cash rate for the NZD. GDP prelim on Wednesday for the US. Euro, German prelims, CPI on Thursday. So a good bit of red folder news sprinkled in there throughout the week. But right here, just at the beginning on AU, I don't really see a whole bunch. They're gonna say, okay, price action get ready to scoot to the downside, or price action get ready to scoot to the top side. So I do see these equal lows here. Equal low liquidity generally turns and like for me, it's like a magnet for the market to come down and swoop up and then get up out of there. And then if you look right below that equal low liquidity, you kind of have a little imbalance going on right here. That potentially could say, okay, with price action come back and rebalance the market, touching into that area right there. Let me see imbalance. And I like to put my time frame that I found the imbalances on to let me know the level of confluence that I can have potentially sitting back and waiting on that 1H IMB. Because generally, if I identify an imbalance, the lower the time frame, the weaker the confluence is. Basically meaning if this was a daily imbalance and price action coming here, I'm probably gonna start to load up, and because I'm a expect price action to stand on business when it comes to that level. come down, wick me in, get up out of there. If we're on the 4H, I'm probably getting ready to load up and expect price action to stand on business when they come down to that level. As we get down to the hourly, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, it's like, it might stand on business, but it might not. You might get your head cool. So hourly, 15-minute, 30-minute is more of a situation where I want to be at the charts and try to enter this trade based on what price action does when it gets down there. 4H in the daily imbalance, I'm gonna put a buy limit, stop limit, or a buy limit, sell limit type situation on these, and let the price action do what it do. And then kind of go from there. So what I kind of see building confluence is bullish on the daily expansion phase. We have not created that daily high just for me for that daily range just yet. So a break of this 4-hour support, grabbing this internal liquidity here and tapping into this hourly imbalance could definitely be a situation where we not necessarily getting ready to set up a reversal, but just a slight pullback to grab that internal liquidity, come back and rebalance this market from right over in here. And then continue to potentially go bullish. Now it could make another swing or another dip into the lows, but starting off the week, this potentially could be an idea of what I'm looking for to say, Sunday night, Monday night. I don't really see a location where price action look like it's going to go, where it's initiating to say it's going to go. So potentially we could come down here and do this and do that. That could be a scenario. And then at that point, we would have that daily range then established. So then we'd be back to, like we talked about in the back testing video. Okay, now how far is price action going to pull back within this daily range? Is it going to be the 50%? Is it going to be the last chance you that's right down here before we should be back looking for buys, or should we spend the week looking for retracement trades coming back down in within this daily range from the high to the low? So we ain't there yet. If you watch the back testing video, all that sort of information kind of was displayed and given out to say, okay, well, here's how we can potentially start looking for setups. But as this week started off, for the most part, AU consolidating on the 4-hour, 1 hour, 15-minute, not really doing too much. So we're looking for a potential fake out. The fake out could also come to the top side, retest of this 4-hour resistance, and then get up out of there to the downside. But just based off of this, it'll be definitely like a sit back and wait type of situation on this Sunday, Monday. Now I can't tell you that when I come back to the compare and contrast that I ain't come back and see something else once the market opens, because sometimes the market just get to looking nice and you see something, you're like, oh, okay, I missed that. So that's why I like to also pre-identify prior to coming to the charts, but definitely sit back and wait on that one. UCAD and the rest of these pairs, I can't tell you that I got that much information on them just because I look at them from the long game, a long perspective. Sit back and just watch and see what they do. Identify them just like I got right up in here. Daily identifying bears. The 4-hour is pushing up bullish. What I do see off of this daily chart, though, looking at UCAD, is as we were making higher highs and higher lows on a 4-hour time frame, what I do see with price action right up in here from 3 weeks ago, we pushed up, we pulled back, we tried to create right up in here. We failed to create right up in here. Then price action started to come back down. We retested this little support area right here. Why is this support? Because this area was, this candle was bearish, this next candle was bullish. I'm going to make it bigger for all the people in the back. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all can see all the candle on these. Bearish, bullish support created, retest on the support. You even get a huge rejection wick. It even looked like it grabbed some liquidity from right under there, even tapped into something right over there. And the very next candle closes bullish and it breaks the high of the bearish candle right here. So unlike on AU, where I see the consolidation, I don't see anywhere where price action is pointing towards. This consolidation is more or less pointing bullish for me. So coming out in the beginning of the week on the USD CAD, I'll probably be looking for a bullish setup scenario. That don't mean I'm gonna hop in, but I'm gonna be looking for them though, because if they do happen to present themselves and they do start to formulate on the chart, then guess what? I'm gonna get in. But right now, I ain't really trying to do nothing with UCAD. Obviously, the 4-hour, like I said, still pushing bullish. The daily is bearish. The hourly and so on and so forth to the downside are when I say downside, hourly, 30-minute, 15-minute, are consolidating. Price action not really want to break any highs, not really want to break any lows. It's for the most part moving left to right. But if I see, price action break a 1-hour resistance and pull back, and eventually when you go down to that hourly time frame and start to line something else up and identify something else, see right here, all I see is sideways moving. Nothing really stands out to say, okay, we about to go. But based off of that daily price action coming down, failing to break through that support, the daily looks more like it's pushing or identifying that price action wants to go bullish. The 4 hour and the rest of these time frames, I ain't got no trust in them. So right now, long-term perspective on UCAD, looking to see if that thing gonna keep going bullish. Daily is going bearish, 4 hours bullish, the hourly 15-minute, 30-minute consolidate. Don't get tight every time I get on the mic. Pushing over to GBP USD. GBP USD bumping out to the weekly. When we did last weekend analysis, I kind of said, hey, I think GU getting ready to scoot up to the top side. When you look at that thing from the weekly, trend structure on this is bearish right here, but for the most part, it looked pretty bullish. It looked like it's just going higher and higher. Here to here, this right here looks like a breaking structure right here. So this could have just been a retracement for it to continue to go down. So we kind of in a funky spot as far as the weekly time frame. When you say price action is trying to go bullish or bearish. And then when you look at this, completely consolidated. If I was a GU trader, I probably would have found another pair by now because I would have been completely frustrated with this if GU was my main pair because there is no clear direction on what price action is trying to do with this. Now, you can definitely get in there and scalp some things, but if you're a swinger, somebody who like to get in, try to hold, somebody who try to, perfection on the trades, not have a lot of losses, this right here, it causes you to pull your hair out and turn gray over the course of this much time. I don't know how long that was right there, but yeah, so looking at this, the daily is quite funky. Let me see what we identify. Oh, yeah, the daily still identifying bearish. Yeah, from the high to the low as we broke structure on these right over here. And then we started to retrace. So we have bearish structure. Current daily trend is bullish within that daily range because we were pushing to the top side. So current trend is bullish. Go down to that 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame is, like we said, we were bearish the way we was looking at it last week, but for the most part, it's back to consolidating. It's just why is it bearish? Because the high is here, the low is here, the structure was here, so we broke structure to the downside versus to the top side. Now, um, had this been going the opposite way, if the high was here and then price action is now sitting up here and pulling back, then the structure would be bullish. But right here, we broke structure looking left here, boom, boom, boom. So now we're bearish. This current trend within this 4 hour time frame is bullish because we're making higher highs and higher lows. As you can see, 1 hour support, 1 hour resistance, and then we're just stuck in between there. So, like last week, I don't know where it's going this time because I don't really see anything right here. It's just high to low, fail to create, and you jump down to that hourly time frame. It's just kind of stuck within that, little range right there. So, same thing like I said last week though. Let price action break one of these sides. The only thing is, once price action break to the top side, the breakout buys become less I wouldn't say less potential, but you just have another resistance right on top of you after you break out from here. So potentially about 31 pips, you have the chance to capitalize on or be ready to get out of the market once price action breaks this high right over here, because then you run right back into resistance right up there, screaming. If we break to the downside, you got 71 of them things. You got 71 of them things you probably could take advantage of. Yeah, but because of how the higher time frames look, I ain't got no certainty on GU. So definitely long-term perspective for me. Sit back and relax, grab some popcorn because this could go either direction. With that news popping off, hopefully we start breaking out of some of these higher time frame ranges, the 4 hour, kind of get some direction on daily. But outside of that, yeah, UJ did not break out of that 1 hour resistance. Ultimately, let's go back to the weekly, reset that thing. Weekly is pushing bullish. I'm gonna make it bigger because I can't tell what everybody else is. But they're looking at, okay, so look, we're pushing bullish. We got bullish candles over here. We pulled back. We were pushing up, pulled back, and look like we want to break this high right over here. Now it's back, go down to the daily. We'll take the analysis back off. As we can see, we were pushing down right here. Little bearish trend inside of the bullish structure. Lower lows, lower highs. Once we close above that last lower high, we got a slight pullback. And then, like I said, if you watch any of my other videos, UJ does not like deep retracements. UJ just get off, and get off on your ass. And it'll just take off. So this was bearish, lower high, lower low, close above the lower high. So new higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then just going up out of there. So right now we have resumed back bullish on the daily. Let me see. I think that's everything we want to identify. Let's bring the analysis back here. And what we got is we are still within that daily range of price action from the low to the high, pull back, and it won't be until price action closes above here that we say, okay, well, the trend, the structure, that everything is continuing bullish. And right now on the 4-hour time frame, we got support, hourly range, we are stuck within. So yeah, UJ is another one. Probably wouldn't miss out on the gas because I would wait until price action broke above or broke below. If we broke below 4-hour range would then be created. We can probably try and line up a demand zone looking left and see if we don't go back bullish from there. If not, then you back to the drawing board. You have to build up your confluences as price action prints the candles out on the chart. But right now, a bunch of nothing, squibble squabble. Looking at it internally from just identifying the 1-hour time frame, we pushed up, we pulled back, we tried to go higher and failed, came back down. We tried to go higher than this high and failed, came back down. So somewhat bearish identifying here until we pushed here, closed above or pushed above this high, pulled back. So now we're somewhere back identifying bullish, pushed higher, pulled back, pushed higher, pulled back, and we kind of closed below this low. So we could just be ranging to say that this is probably getting ready to come back down and do some old funny business like this for the next week. I do believe this is probably waiting on some type of news event. So grab your popcorn, sit back and relax on that one because, you know, it is what it is. Clicking over to GJ. GJ been doing this thing up to the top side for a long, long time. It's just pushing, pushing, pushing. You look at that weekly time frame, thing pushing, bullet. Go ahead and blank everything. You know, just bullish trend, bullish structure, bullish everything. Click over to the daily, and you can see higher highs and higher lows. I don't know where you potentially could be confused on that, but this is just higher highs and higher lows. Going to the top side, bring the analysis back to last higher low that pushed and gave you the higher high right up her. I have to look into this right here. This is definitely a structure break right now. Yeah. Higher low. Okay, that's why it's not. Yeah, this broke structure on the hourly, but not on the 4-hourly. Pull back, push up, pull back, higher low. Yeah, and got up out of there. Okay. So yeah, daily is still daily leg, daily range is still being created because we're expanding to the top side based off of the 4-hour. The higher low is here that pushed and gave you the new high. We haven't broken hourly support to kind of identify that 4-hour resistance just yet. So what I'm looking for is to see, does price action come back down into this 1-hour support prior to getting up out of there to the top side? If it does, then potentially you can set up some buys from down here and try to take the market higher. If it does not, then you sitting back and waiting. Yeah, best off. Let's go back to that 4-hour real quick. Nope, don't see nothing there. I do see there's a little bit of imbalance right over here. So potentially it could have an imbalance field that price action wants to get back to the downside to say, okay, yeah, let's see if we want to take off from her. And like I said last time, this 4-hour support, this 4-hour support right over here has definitely already been retested. So if price action actually starts to wick into this level, I want to sit back and wait because I do believe price action is going to push through and eventually break this level. Don't know if all that's going to happen next week, but right here, because we are bullish on the daily, bullish on the 4-hour, somewhat bullish on the hourly, higher low, higher high. I would want to see price action close above this red area here, 198.72, and then look for some type of continuation buys up to the top side. Outside of that, on GJ, you better just get in where you fit in. We are pushing bullish. Should be best to look for the best bullish scenario until price action shows you otherwise. Clicking on the gold, we talked about the breakout buys. If price action closes above this 1-hour support, Potentially could be want to ride that thing up to 2050, 2051. We have broken out to the top side. Looking at it right over here. What I can't tell you that I failed or overlooked this, but these equal lows right here. Price action grabbed that liquidity from that level, from these equal lows right over here. And then they got up out of there and skyrocketed to the top side. So if you was watching gold, we talked about this on the compare and contrast. Had I been paying attention to these equal lows right here, that definitely could have been a confluence to say, okay, well, what I want to see first is if price action gonna come down here and leak these lows right here. Let me get rid of this support right quick for a second. You got a one low here, two low there. These are equal lows. Liquidity grab, push to the top side. Once it failed to go back down, and then we shifted the this is the hourly time frame. So you got the high, low, lower, high, lower, low. Price action closes above here. Once this candle came back down and closed right up in here, then I definitely would have been looking for buys versus waiting for it to get way back up here. This is 9 o'clock in the New York session. So if you trade gold right here on the 15-minute, as you would saw price action start to roll over back bullish, which would have been right up in here. This is that retracement on the hourly, that one great candle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, something like that. Some great candle right up here. Once I would have seen this candle right here, then y'all definitely been ready to start striking. Yeah, as we were bearish, came up, flipped bullish, pulled back, failed to continue to go lower. Yeah, definitely could have hopped in versus waiting on the buys. When I did the compare and contrast, I said once price action break above this high, I didn't take the breakout buys, but here was another place where you potentially could have caught that entry. Outside of that, if you hopped in those buys, I still would be waiting the price action to push up to that 2050, 2051 area. Outside of that, do what you want to with gold. Overall, let's go to the higher time frame. I do believe we are still trying to just continue to go bullish. So daily is bullish, 4 hourly is bearish. We're looking to see if that 4 hourly time frame is coming to fill that imbalance before going back, continuing to try to continue that bearish trend. Oh, then let's see. No, I would not be waiting to see if price action was going to continue to go bearish. I would want to see what we do once we got up in here, just because of how this played out. You have a slight demand zone down here. You see price action bearish, low. We came down here and did our thing, and it immediately exploded up with this one candle right here. Yeah, right here. See this big ass candle, and then price action continued to go bullish. Now we didn't break structure, or we didn't break highs looking left, but I do believe that this over here is based off of liquidity. This big ass wick. So with seeing this big candle from this area right here within the market, price action did all of this, came all the way back down here, and if you draw a box based off of that area right over there, it tapped right into it, right? Okay, so then what do you see as price action taps into that level looking left? It returns back bullish. So because of those two confluences together, I would not be looking for a price action to touch into this imbalance and return back bearish. I would be looking to see how do we get above this level right here. Now, that's not to say that price action can't push up into this level and then get squirrely on you, then do something drastic and then get up out of there. That definitely could happen. That's why I say I want to see how it gets up through this level. But if we start getting candles that just come up in here and just throw a little bit of wick and close bullish, we try to go back bearish and then we push back into this level, nice candles. Try to go back bearish, close into this level. Yeah, that thing gonna continue to go bullish eventually. It's just, try to slowly but steady trying to break through that level. So yeah, I would be on the lookout for that. Definitely will still, if I would have gotten to these buy stop breakout buys on gold, I would definitely probably be still trying to hold. What I would do also is continue to trail them stops on this, because this look a little screwy. We did come down and liquidate these equal lows right here, and then got up out to the top side. But I don't know. I don't trade gold, so I just wouldn't feel too comfortable, just leaving stop still way down here if you hop into those buys or below the candle that broke through the level. So, yeah, I think that's probably about it for this weekend analysis. Here shortly, I'm gonna try to line up this back testing video real quick, try to make it real short and sweet. Do a week's worth of data, identifying how we could have got active, had we been at the charts at the time of the back testing video, and then just go from there. But outside of that, you got any questions, hit them comments. I feel like this video is pretty long. probably about 30, 40 minutes at this point. But if you're still there, I appreciate you. Hit the like button, subscribe button down in there. And like I said, always, if you got questions, hit them comments. I'm out of there.